Just when you thought your day really sucked.
You suck.
Here comes something to make it suck even more. It's a Lamont and Tonelli podcast.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Finally, we get him back in the studio.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
I say finally. Rob Schneider is here. And,
Doing
you know,
it.
I've got a bone to pick with you, Rob.
Bone?
I got a bone to pick with you. The last time you were in here,
yes,
I felt that we bonded. I really did. I
Yeah.
felt that I mean,
still feel that way.
And I told you, I said, Rob, I'm serious. Whenever you're in town, we would love to have you on a regular basis. You said, you're not just saying this as like a showbiz thing.
Yeah.
I said,
You're
no.
not being road nice, are you?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you said to me. I said, no, absolutely.
Because you have people on the road who be road nice to you.
Right.
And you run into them later and go, who's that guy? What do you mean?
Thank you.
We had a moment.
Thank you. And I
You
felt
hugged me. You made
Shasta.
eye contact with me.
Shasta, the last time he was in here, when he left here, I said,
remember this.
man, he's just such a great guy.
Thank you.
And I said, anytime, and you said, you know what? Seriously, give me a call whenever you guys need something. No problem.
Yeah.
So 2 months go by, and I said, you know, we haven't heard from Rob Schneider in a while.
Probably because
he extended the invite to us.
I'll give you the new number.
You gave me a number to call, and the number I called, it was like a manager or something, right? And I thought I had your cell phone.
Well, it probably.
So I call. They go, hey,
gave you the cell
Rob
phone,
told
but
me.
I had to change it because
Right.
of Sony leaks.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh, that's
Sony-
right.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
the hack.
yeah.
So I go, hey,
Sony hack.
Rob Schneider said to give him a call, and this is Lamont and Tonelli from The Bone. They go,
Who?
and I go,
Well, it's first of all,
Rob loves us.
I would do it, but you know, my guy, probably the publicist. He's also
Yeah.
the publicist for George Clooney and De Niro. So he gets some weird phone calls.
It's whack
Yeah.
jobs.
From
Yeah.
girls usually too, but
Right.
occasionally
For you?
from DJs. No, not from me. Clooney. He slept with me, and now I never heard from him anymore. I'm a supermodel.
Now let's get a plug in. You're playing at the Punchline in San Francisco.
That is correct.
You're playing tonight.
You are correct.
You're playing Thursday,
I'm doing
Friday, a couple shows on
doing a
Saturday.
Johnny Carson impression. Well, people out there don't even know who the heck that is anymore. You are correct. Ed.
So, hey, we have Sammy the Psychic here. And
Sammy's
Sammy
like- Hello.
almost
First of all-
blew your mind here. And I
Yeah.
said, save it for the air.
No, because it's so funny because I said, what am I doing that? She said, I'm working on 4 projects. It's so funny because I am working on 4 projects. And I don't know which one's going to go next. And I got I'm editing this. What am I editing, Sammy?
Okay, I'm gonna run through the stuff here, and I'm gonna get
Are you
her
gonna
to
let
grade
me
the
talk?
stuff. Okay,
Would you
Yeah,
go?
let Sammy. Let
right?
her go.
Okay, what is he working on?
Okay. It looks like you're working on 4 projects. 2 of them is writing, is what
Yeah.
I'm seeing around
Right,
you.
right.
One of them has to do with being on stage, and the other one has to. Well, it's being on stage. It's actually being on a set. So it looks
right.
like is that it's like a film of some sort, and it looks like is that you're
Yeah,
going to
film,
be
yeah.
looking for getting backing. Seems to
Of course,
be.
well,
the-
that's the film business.
I don't know. I'm not
Is
in
it the
it.
film business or the
okay,
begging business?
Okay, now let me. Okay,
Yeah.
now
I wasn't
give us
allowed
$20
to be in
million.
the
it.
one I'm gonna ask you
Please
about
give us
here.
$20 million.
But
You
you're
are the-
also
you are the
investing in
first-
something.
Yes,
Okay.
I am investing. Yeah.
And
Okay.
be careful with that. Read the small print.
All right, he's the
Okay.
first actor to have written, produced, starred, directed, and self-produced and self-financed an entire season of a television show. Now, what
Yeah.
television show is that?
8 figures. What? It's called Real Rob.
Okay, Real Rob, and he's done it. Sammy, he did it all
already
himself.
done.
He wrote it, produced it, he financed the whole
Oh, he's
deal
very
all
talented.
himself. Okay, how's Real Rob going to work out for him?
It looks like he's going to do a different version of it. And so I feel is that the real Rob is going to kind of drop off, and then this other's going to take the place, and that one is going to go right through the sky.
So now this
I
Real Rob.
like it.
So this Real Rob. What's the story on Real Rob?
It's just I did
38 countries
Well, I did. Wow.
is where it's. I'm sorry.
So what's the story
38
on Real Rob?
countries. Well, it's going out internationally to everywhere first. You're right.
Right. Okay.
And, it's going out. It's based. My wife and I wrote it. It's My Faulty Towers. John Cleese wrote it with his wife.
Love that show.
So I'm trying to do a version. Did whatever I wanted. My wife and I wrote it with my buddy Jamie Lissau, who's out in the other room, really talented comic.
Right.
And we wrote it together. We did 8 episodes. We paid for it ourselves. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
Except the paying for it ourselves. We were out the night before, like getting cream for the automatic coffee makers for the crew. I think, are they going to need coffee tomorrow? Let's go get it. My wife was memorizing her lines, taking care of our baby, and cooking for all of us.
Right.
At this gigantic condo that a friend of mine was nice enough to give us. And then we just did it. We ran out of money a couple times. I just kept throwing money at it, and just we went over budget a bunch of times.
Right.
And we made it. It's a really funny show. Real Rob. You can go on robschneider.com and see the trailer.
So I'm just kind of curious.
We're negotiating with a big place to release it in America. And you're right. There's a ton of countries who are looking at it right
Sammy,
today.
How's that going to work for
It looks
him?
like I get 38, and it's going to go very well. Better than what you could even imagine right now.
Oh,
and
thank you.
It looks like that your career has done very well, but this is really another launching pad that's going to take you to... God love you.
All right, hold on. Hold on.
Good.
Here's another one. Here's another project, The Ridiculous Six. Now, what's your role in The Ridiculous Six?
I play Ramon. There's a guy I work with. It's an Adam Sandler movie. It's the first Netflix movie they ever made.
Right. Instead of the big screen, it's just going to go on Netflix.
Yeah, and what happened was they did really good with House of Cards. They said, let's make movies, too. And the first guy they went to, the number one guy on all of Netflix, Adam Sandler, just happens to be my best friend, so that's always helpful.
I like him.
He's a sweetheart.
Right.
And him and Luke Wilson, me, John Turturro, Steve Buscemi, Terry Crews, Jorge Garcia.
So how does it feel to be working with Adam Sandler again?
It's the greatest. We hadn't made a movie in 6 years. I just I said, I will do another one when you want me to. It's a good one, blah, blah, blah.
Is this the one where the Indian, the Native Americans walked off the set?
Nobody walked off.
No one walked off?
Sammy. No,
right.
that's a complete fallacy.
All right, okay.
None of them walked off. All of them stayed and got their vouchers saying they worked for that day to get their $110. 3 people out of 150 didn't come back the next morning.
Really?
None of us decided to comment on it at the time because... You know what? Just out of respect to even those 3 people, if they were upset or whatever. But honestly, if you're upset at the word "never wears bra," I think you're a little oversensitive.
I thought it was ridiculous when I saw what
Ridiculous Six right there.
Hey, now you're even wearing what are you wearing around your neck?
I loved I love the Native Americans. It's a great culture. It's one of the.
Thank you.
It's to me, it's the real.
It's the real
royalty
deal.
of America.
Yes. Right.
And so I respectfully, I bought a couple of pieces. My wife wasn't happy about because they're spending money. We already got the TV show.
Yeah.
But it's a nice movie. It's very funny. I play Ramon. There was a guy I work with from Mexico who's our cinematographer. And they talk like this the whole time. So I in the movie, I talk like him. I tell Ramon, you won't even recognize me. It was fun. I had a great time. I play his Mexican half-brother, Adam Sandler.
Right, okay.
And I feel like his Mexican half-brother in real life.
Is there ever going to be a Deuce Bigelow movie?
I
love funny. Deuce Bigelow, man. I said
never again, but then
you're going to do it.
Then last week I got a call from Sony, like, you want to do another one? And I went, I don't know. The second one wasn't as good as the first one.
Oh, you have to do it.
No, you're going to do it.
Oh, good Lord. Well, I said, if it's a funny enough idea, I will do it.
Right.
But it's been 10 years now. I said I'd never do another one. I mean,
never say never.
But I was like, we were just so stoned making the second one. We were so baked. Oh, man, if the movie was half as good as it was on the set, But it's just, that's the problem with hashish. You never, it's legal over there. I don't feel bad. But the problem with it, it's never as fun as it is later when you look back at it.
Yeah.
It's like taping yourself having sex. It's a bad idea. It's always going to be better while it's happening.
Now, and my all-time favorite is your role in The Water Boy.
You can do it.
That
was Adam Sandler's way of torturing me for the next 15 years. It's finally started to die down 15 years later.
Because you had it also in Little Nicky, put that in, too.
We put it in about 10 movies, and I said, stop already.
Are you going to do it in The Ridiculous Six?
No.
Oh, come on.
This is fun. We had a great Blake Shelton's in it. Of course, David Spade's there, John Lovitz. He's got Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
And the best 2 guys when David Letterman retired on the last couple of weeks was Sandler and Norm Macdonald. They were sincere, and you can tell these guys worshipped him as a comedy god, Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was the only time he was moved by anybody on there was those guys. Because you
Right.
can just tell these guys worshipped him, and he was such... I mean, it meant something to their careers, to their lives.
Oh, and Norm Macdonald remembered a joke from like 15 years before when he saw him doing stand-up.
Yeah, and you just hear him choked up, and he said, "I love you." And I've never heard Norm say he loved anything except, you know, he loved Stanford over Oregon in the final for 20 grand.
Going to the Giants game?
I'll try to get out there. I'll just be honest with you. I drove in last night. I'm tired. I want to take the boys to North Beach, but I'll try to get out there.
Right.
I mean, it's an odd year, so they're gonna take a breather this year.
Next year's the year.
I will say, thank God, for Peter McGowan keeping that team here.
Yep.
Yeah.
What a legend. We'll always love you, Peter. And I'm so sorry that the 49ers now play in Santa Clara. I was just, I said that was a bad idea.
Uh-huh.
And you could have knocked something down, some of these condos out there near Pac Bell Park. But
Right.
it is what it is. You
Yeah.
got to go with the money. But I can't. I am boycotting this year.
You're boycotting the 49ers this year?
This year, I'm not. That's it. Because they got rid of the coach, I said, that's it. I'm boycotting. So I have to stick to it. And unfortunately, I don't want to stick to it because I love the team.
Yeah.
And there's still some great players over there. But we'll see. It's nice for them to be a complete, huge underdog.
Yeah.
Because they were so packed last year.
Right.
They were
Right.
loaded.
Yeah.
They were, on paper, they were as good as anybody.
Right.
And just, it doesn't, sometimes it just doesn't gel. And if there's some infighting, that lets you know how special it is
Yeah.
when they can get so close. It reminds me of what Bill Walsh said about it applies to everything
Uh-huh.
in life at the highest level of success. He said, like winning the Super Bowl, getting to the Super Bowl, and winning the Super Bowl, it's like climbing Mount Everest. So many things are outside your control. You get a base camp near the summit, then you make a run for it. Depending on people's health, depending on the weather, depending on the wind or whatever, you have a chance to make it. And that's a pretty darn good thing about success at the highest level. And he's right.
And I think Bill Walsh also said, you can do it.
You can do it.
Hey, thanks for coming in here.
So I want to talk to you more. So tell me,
Okay.
which one am I going to shoot next? Which idea?
It looks like the TV.
The
And
TV
then
show?
it looks like you're going to go into the movie, but there's 2 movies coming in around you.
That's true.
And then it also looks like that you've
Porno?
got something coming up that someone, I don't know if they've really approached you yet, but they should anytime now. And it's going to be about a book. And it looks like that you're going to write several books, but you're only going to advise, and it's like somebody's writing them for you.
Oh,
and
I
they're
like
gonna
that.
like
That makes it easy
shadow.
for me.
Yeah.
I like
The
that.
only things they're going to kind of get on your nerves because they're like your shadow. You can't lose them, but they're going to do a really good job writing down exactly what you're saying. So they're not going to
Annoying
put them
things.
into it.
Is that family wanting more money from me? Okay.
Of course, always.
The great Rob Schneider. And I very seriously mean it. You're welcome in here anytime.
I'm going to give you not just my publicist's phone number, my
Right.
publicist's cell phone number. That's how close we are.
so kind.
And we're getting close. Hey, thanks for
give
coming
you
in
my
here, man.
number.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
thanks for coming in.
Another fine product from Uranus. That concludes the Lamont and Tonelli podcast. To hear more and everything Lamont and Tonelli, check out the website at lntworld.com.